Hey everyone, I'm here with Phil, the owner of StoneHammer Brewing. So Phil, thank you for joining me. So tell me a little bit about your history, about your background, just in general.
Okay. My background before StoneHammer is 20 years in the pharmaceutical industry, quality assurance, project management, lab automation, process improvements, but I always thought it'd be fun to get out and do something else. So this is where I am. And as owner, I'll say yes owner, but I do have a business partner, so half owner would be more correct. I don't want to get in trouble for not mentioning that. That could cause problems.
Did you always have a passion for beer, or was it within the last, right before you said, nope, I'm going to do this?
I've had a passion certainly for the craft and the craft beer for at least as long as I've been living in Guelph, because it's been a great area. Moved to Guelph. When I moved to Guelph, you had F&M at the time. Now we're calling ourselves StoneHammer. You had Wellington. And Sleeman wasn't. Sleeman was still locally owned at that time too. So it was a great place to be for craft beer, even though at that time, you might have had 10 or 12 craft breweries in the province. That's certainly not counting Sleeman in the craft brewery, but at least independently owned, right, local brewery. So it was a good place to be, and that's really where it started opening my horizons. Of there's other beers out there, and beer can taste great, and not just boring the same old thing. So that's where really it was moving to Guelph and having these breweries here that really changed my view of the craft beer. And then as you started seeing more breweries come online and come around, it just became that much more interesting, where it's like, I'd like to be part of this industry. This would be fun.
And so tell us a little bit about how, when you finally decided that you were going to, with your business partner, purchase the brewery, was it you had ideas going right in, or did it take a little bit of a learning curve to sort of figure out, okay, I know now what I'm doing?
On both things. I mean, certainly just the process of acquiring a business. It's not like selling and buying a house, that's for sure. Which we knew going in it wouldn't be the same, but didn't really think it would be as challenging, as complicated purchasing a business as it was. Okay. Certainly a learning experience there. Coming in the brewery, we didn't pretend that we knew everything we knew about brewery or beer. I mean, we both had a love for the craft, loved the products, loved these products. But we didn't come here to brew beer. This brewery and its history has won a lot of awards, a lot of gold medals for their stable, their core beers. Yep. We didn't come here to brew beers. There's great people here that did that. The intent and we did keep those people that are doing that. Yep. But it was here to come here and run a business and give those guys what they needed to do to do their job better and to have more fun and get more creative. Because that was one thing we kind of felt was the potential of this place was a little bit more creativity and a few changes.
The effort or the desire for the craft beer drinking public to get unique one-off beers is almost a psychopathy. It's like, yeah, no, this is excellent, but what's next? What's next? It's this desire for the new, and it's a desire I'm more than happy to try and fill. So what generally happens is we'll be told, hey, we've got some space, we need a one-off. What's interesting? What are you wanting to drink? And sometimes that'll occur to me, like, hey, why don't we do an English mild? Why don't we do a Baltic porter? And those are just things that sound fun, sound interesting. Our stable of beers tends towards malt balance rather than hop balance. Right. There are some amazing breweries in Ontario that make amazing hoppy beers. And we were kind of late to that, so our focus is more on malt-forward beers. And it was excellent to get the opportunity to try an English mild, to try a Baltic porter. These things that can really showcase malts. And having the ability to play around with that and do really unique recipes and styles that are underrepresented in Ontario brewing. And indeed in craft brewing. And I've been really, really fortunate and really lucky to be able to partake in that and help drive that forward. The Oatmeal Coffee Stout was invented by a former brewmaster, George Eagleson. Excellent mind when it comes to beer and brewing. This has been, began as our winter seasonal, and people started asking for it in the heat of summer. And we're like, oh, okay, well, we've done something correct. And it's excellent. It uses local Planet Bean coffee. Really highlights the locality of of the brewery. So I'd love to be able to claim this one as mine. Unfortunately, I can't. But I do still get to drink it.
But you do have your Baltic Porter, which,
yes,
as Phil had mentioned, won gold.
Yes.
That's got to be like a great sort of feeling.
Yeah.
One of your beers.
I was really surprised pleasantly surprised when that won gold. It's just, awards are always strange. Like, oh wow, somebody, some professional really liked that this exists. And it was a great opportunity to be able to play with an underrepresented style, a really dark kind of vintness lager. Right. Those don't exist generally. Lagers are considered to be, crisp and clean and refreshing, and to kind of turn that on its ear was excellent. Be able to just throw tons of malt into the mash tun and come out with a really amazing beer.
Over the years, when you started, craft beer wasn't really a word, and now there's a lot of them. What in that 20 years or 20 plus years has sort of changed? Is it more people not getting complacent, or
I think it's education.
Education?
People are, because it's not the advertising, it's not the marketing. We don't have like ads and marketing flooding the airwaves. Not just StoneHammer, but any breweries, craft breweries. But I do think that people slowly over time are learning that beer doesn't have to be flavorless. Beer, if you're going to spend that much money on beer, and beer is very expensive now, not just craft beer, but a 2.4 Molson Canadian is almost $50.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. I think people are realizing that if they're going to be spending that money, they want something that tastes good and not just bland.
Right.
They want value for their money. They want some flavor.
Hopefully, in 2016, we'll be doing at least 8 one-offs, some really interesting things. We have a very, very limited run of an English extra special bitter that one of our other brewers put together. I'm hoping to put together at least a couple sour beers, because I think sour beers are the next big beer thing, and I'm a big, big fan.
What sort of hopes or goals do you have for StoneHammer going forward? Do you have any sort of dreams of where you want to take this place?
My dreams aren't necessarily to be as, I don't plan to be like an illustrator or anything like that and get so big that I get bought out. Hey, great. That'd be, there's certainly the benefits of that happening, but that's certainly not the goal I had. I want to grow this, have it a successful business, have fun doing it, and have the people around us having fun doing it. And that's the big thing is the people and the guys making the beer, those of us that are selling it, everyone that's involved in this, enjoying what we do and having a passion, and they have that passion, and it's phenomenal to see. I want it to succeed. Obviously, it needs to succeed, but it's not just about making money. It's about making great beer and having fun doing it. And hopefully at the end of it all, I do get to retire at some point, and pass the torch off to someone who's going to care about it as much as we've cared about it, be it within the family, be it to somebody else. As long as it's the right person who truly has the love and the passion for it that this industry and this brewery deserves.